Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakarishu Sarvadam Ganganapate Namaha. Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Shri Paramagurubhyo Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Welcome to Daily Satsang, Nitya Satsang. Today is the 22nd of February 2025. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to Bhagwan residing in the heart of every single being. We're continuing to examine Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, and specifically the teachings in the Upanishads, Mandukya Upanishad, etc. Today I want to talk a little bit more about the causal body, Karana Sharir. This is something that many people have heard who are students of Vedanta, are familiar with the concept of the three bodies: physical body, Sthula Sharira, subtle body is called Shukshma Sharira, and the causal body is called Karana Sharira. So in Vedanta, in Advaita Vedanta, as the Advaita Vedanta developed over centuries and centuries, this discovery of the causal body was made by the Santa Parampara, by the Rishi Parampara in meditation, in Dhyan. They were able to recognize that the Karana Sharira, which is the cause, the seed for the creation of the physical and the subtle bodies. So when we are born, meaning the physical body takes birth, physical body is formed, the Atma is covered by the physical, by the causal body. But again, it's not a body like this kind of body. It is a conglomeration of millions of lifetimes of impressions, sanskaras. And that is what is causing the creation of the new body again and again. It is a very transcendental and very mystical process, one that is very difficult for anybody to understand or even realize what that might be. But again, it is a matter of unfolding the truth of the Karana Sharira in our evolution towards God. So as we continue our sadhana, as we continue our path forward one day at a time in this human body, the causal body is revealed. The causal body gets destroyed, in fact, eventually. The causal body is also avyakta. Avyakta means it is unmanifested, in the sense that it is not directly perceptible like the physical body, or even experienced directly like our thoughts or emotions, which are part of the subtle body. So it exists in a potential undeveloped form. It is a potentiality, what can be. It is made out of ignorance, avidya. The Karana Sharira is fundamentally made of avidya, which is often translated as ignorance, but it's more accurately understood as a fundamental misapprehension of reality. This is the core misunderstanding that the individual self, the jiva, is separate and distinct from the ultimate reality, Brahman. So the jivatma sees itself as separate from the Brahman. This is because of this barrier of the causal body. This ignorance or ajnana or avidya that is afflicting the jivatma is beginningless. It is anadi, A-N-A-D-I, but it has an end, which is liberation. These are key ideas to understand. When did the jivatma come into ignorance? It has always been in ignorance. Why it is there? There's no answer to that. That is the way it is. Can it stop? Can the jivatma come out of ignorance? Yes, it can. Definitely. It can awaken out of that ignorance and realize itself as Brahman. Something quite remarkable, something quite amazing. We are going through the experience of the causal body in the deep state, the state of deep sleep, Shushupti. The causal body is most closely associated with the state of deep sleep. In deep sleep, the gross and subtle body are inactive, and the individual experiences a kind of blissful oblivion. It is the lack of experience. It is called blissful oblivion. No experience of any kind. This oblivion isn't the same as the bliss of Brahman, but it is a reflection of that bliss. It is a reflection of the Ananda of Brahman. That is why the causal body is called Anandamaya Kosh. And it is reflecting Brahman this way. It is obscured by avidya. In the deep sleep, the I sense, who am I, is temporarily dissolved. But the seeds for future experiences and the fundamental ignorance remains. So the fundamental ignorance remains, and that is why we wake up again. We go back, we come out of the deep sleep, and we wake up in the waking world. We do so because we have been in that deep sleep state. There's a seed state there, and then there is an awakening. There is the creation of experience again out of deep sleep. Now, the causal body is also the storehouse of sanskaras and vasanas. The Karan Sharir is a storehouse of sanskars, impression from past experiences, both conscious and unconscious. And the vasanas, the tendencies, latent tendencies and desires, it is storing everything inside there. Experiences are stored. So these are the seeds, quote, seeds, that determine the nature of future experiences and future births. These are the karmic results. They are the karmic residue, They are the karmic residue that fuel the cycle of birth. So the karmas that are accumulated, they will then fuel future experiences, future births. So in the Upanishadic lore, in the Upanishadic expressions, the goal is to awaken in the immediacy of the present moment, to awaken so beautifully, to thoroughly awaken out of the creation of new karma. That not a single new karma is created because each action is performed through the awakening into the Atmic Brahmic consciousness. That awakening is where there is a yogic connection, an unbroken yogic connection with the divine. And that is the goal, is to establish as sadhana the unbroken absorption, connection with divinity. That unbroken state, unbroken of what? That our mental power, our internal Shakti, our internal potentiality, internal mechanism that is Antakarana, is retuned, refocused, readjusted to the frequency of the scriptures. That the Antakarana gets absorbed and colored by the teachings of the Shastras, teachings of the words of the great sages. So it is colored that way, and once it is colored that way, the doorway out of the causal body begins to open. So the causal body gets obliterated in the highest state of consciousness. It is a destruction. It is a destruction of the massive conglomeration of sanskaras. They get shattered completely. That shattering happens when we as sadhakas hold on to Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya, meaning the knowledge of the Brahman, is held through the scriptural knowledge. That is the process. For example, we've talked about the word Sthita Prajna. In the Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 it comes. So to hold that concept that is me, if we hold on to that, our mechanism of the antakarana gets colored by that concept, retuned to that, and the body-mind mechanism becomes aligned. It gets aligned through the concepts in Vedanta. And once they are aligned, there is no more accumulation of new karma. That action is performed without anything new being accumulated at all. None. Nothing is accumulated. That is what is called nishkama karma. It is called planting a seed that doesn't grow. Sometimes it is described as planting a fried seed. If you take a seed and you fry the seed in hot oil and you plant the seed, it will not grow because it has been fried. It has been fundamentally changed. The DNA and everything inside there, it cannot produce a seedling or tree. So planting a fried seed, this is an analogy, that each action is like planting a fried seed, meaning the action is burnt up in the fire of Brahman. It is called Brahma Agni. It is called Brahma Agni. Brahma Agni, sometimes it is called that also. That's something extraordinary. Brahma Agni is where there is the fire of Jnana, the luminosity of Jnana. In that luminosity of Jnana, the entire series of concepts and ideas that are expressed in language are present. They are present to awaken the Brahma Agni. Concepts such as Sthita Prajna, concepts such as saintliness, sadhuta, concepts such as absolute equanimity, concepts such as moving through one action at a time in a yogic manner without any kind of ahankar, that is karma yoga. All such ideas, bhakti, devotion, great love for God. But that love is a steady love, not just an emotional uprising and then downfalling, not that kind of love. It is a yogic love that is called bhakti yoga, Brahma Swarupini bhakti. These ideas that are spoken when we are listening to all these ideas, all of us together, in the state of sadhana, in the state of sadhan dasha, in Gujarati it is said, it is a state where we are still trying to evolve or to realize that Brahma Tattva, but we have not completely realized it yet, or we're on the path of realizing. That is a type of sadhana, that is a time for sadhana. Sadhan dasha, dasha means state. And so, when a sadhak becomes a true sadhak, that there is no more mixture of the worldly experience contaminating sadhana. Worldly experiences continue. They do not contaminate sadhana. Wow, that is the most amazing thing, actually. Most people who are on spiritual path are contaminated by the desires for the world, desires for something else, or there's a distraction, obstruction, entanglements, worries, tensions, fears, all of those things related to the bhautik jagat, to the waking state experiences, they become contaminant. So don't contaminate sadhana. Don't contaminate, to not contaminate the extraordinary path towards God is the key. Just like an astronaut sitting inside the space capsule, sitting inside the rocket ship, they cannot have their environment contaminated. They have to wear suits. They have to have everything clean, and everything has to be in the right place. And they're trying to go into outer space. It's not like driving a car from one point to another, and it's not like that. They are trying to break out of the orbit of the Earth. So it's a decontamination procedure. They also have to live a different kind of life, because they're trying to reach a high state of consciousness. This is the same thing that is true with those who are trying to awaken consciousness, meaning the psychological consciousness, to awaken 100% into Brahmic consciousness. Capital I, capital F. If that is what we want, Sachin is only speaking for Sachin. If that is what we want, if that is what this sadhak truly, truly wants, there cannot be a single contaminant in one's life. Not one. Recognize them and throw them out. Sift them out. Sifting out contaminants, that is called ashuddhi. It is essential. Very, very important. If we don't shift it out, there is going to be obstruction in our sadhana. There is going to be obstruction in the purified energy. It is like a fly, that expression, fly in the ointment. It's a common expression. If we have, let's say, a jar of honey, what if a fly is inside there, or an insect is inside there? So, oh my God, this contains ashuddha ban gaya. Can we, if you see a fly inside the honey, what will that be like? This is, kisi ka avgun lena, kisi ka dosh lena, to have negative thinking, negative thoughts towards others, to consider only a limited group of people as mine. These are all flies in the ointment. These are all flies in the honey. Take them out. Don't bring them inside. And that is the key. Then the causal body will be destroyed. When we do not bring any contaminant inside, when we have recognized that there is no need to disturb the internal purification, the purity of bhakti, purity of emotion, shuddha bhav. I was just looking at Bhakta Chintamani. I can show you, this is Bhakta Chintamani in my hand here. I don't know if you can see that or not. This is a scripture called Bhakta Chintamani. This is in Gujarati actually. And this is over 200 plus years old, 250 years old or something like that. It is in Gujarati. It is written by Sadguru Nishkulananda Swami. And in the second prakaran, he has listed the saintly qualities. Eva Santa Sada Shubhamati Jakta Dosha Nahi Je Marati. It's a rhymed, poetic scripture in the Gujarati language. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And in Sanatana Dharma, we have so many great saints. In their own regions, they have written these fantastic poems about this absolute spirituality. And the line that I just spoke, that is from the second prakaran, and what he says there, that the saints are, what is the sant ke gun kaise hai? Eva sant sada shubhamati. Mati, meaning the antakarana, is Shubham. It is divine. It is absolutely pure, absolutely steady, absolutely in alignment with the highest of truths. How beautiful is that? That is what life is about. Life is not to throw one's life into the trash can, which is what human beings are doing. They're taking their body, mind, senses, families, everything, and throwing it into the fireplace. Rag, dvesh, aham, mamatva, klesh. This is not what human life is for. Not at all. And we are burning away. Shankaracharya ji uses strong language. A person is committing suicide again and again and again. That is not what life is for. Kabhi bhi nahi. Are there problems in the world? Of course there are. Are there difficulties? Are there troubles outside? Of course there are. Of course there are. That doesn't mean that all that confusion, disturbance, difficulty, it should live inside of us. No. हमारे अंतर में भगवान, भगवान का ज्ञान, भगवान की मूर्ति, भगवान के शास्त्र, संतों का वचन, ये सब रहना चाहिए. Not this madness of the sansar. No. We are aware of it. Try to do something about it as a seva, without entanglement. But what should live inside us? Sachin is only telling this mind. Sachin, this sadhak has no right to tell anybody anything. Koi updesh, we're not giving any updesham to anybody. Sachin has no right to give any updesh to anybody. वो तो बात अलग है. वो भगवान का जब साक्षात्कार होता है, भगवान uses the body mind to do something, that's एक अलग बात है. But we are all on the path of sadhana. And the point here is very, very simple, that time is extremely limited in life. समय कम है. समय नहीं आता. It doesn't come back. शिक्षापत्री में आज्ञा दी है स्वामीनारायण भगवान. शिक्षापत्री is 212 verses in Sanskrit language. महाराज उसमें क्या कहते हैं? व्यर्थः कालेन नेतव्यो भक्तिम भगवतो विना. Do not waste time. How difficult to realize this thing. Hours and hours and hours are just burnt away in nonsense, useless things. Jnana nahi hai. So develop the awareness, what the great sages have said. Develop the awareness to use time for Brahmic realization, to realize the highest of truths while living as needed functionally, interactionally. But what lives inside the heart of the sadhaka, what lives inside the heart of the mumukshu, what lives in the heart of the bhakta is the absolute truth that is living inside. We are aware of all. There's love for all. But nobody's external disturbance is ever internalized, not under any circumstances. That is why saints like Pujya Yogiji Maharaj in the Swaminarayan tradition, you can Google him, you can see his pictures. I'll show you some. Sometime I have not even gotten to that yet, actually, about talking about all the great sages and how they lived. But this is why they reach the height of realization. They don't internalize other people's deficiencies, ever. They are concerned 100% with their own deficiency. 100%. In Vachanamrut, just take another minute here. In Vachanamrut, Garada Pratham 6, Viveki Avivekinu Vachanamrut. It's just 2 paragraphs. Maharaj क्या कहते हैं इसमें? कितनी सुंदर बात है. विवेकी कौन है? अविवेकी कौन है? Sachin is speaking now. The awareness has to be there for this mind, that what is being spoken is for Manan Chintan as a seva for the outside world, as a seva to the outside world, and to realize for oneself. Yeah, I'll give you a simple example. Two points. When we make food, let's say in the home, the grandmom is there. She makes beautiful food for 15 people. Some Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner. With love, she serves all. Let's say grandfather and grandmother both make a lot of big, fantastic. But to satisfy one's own hunger, even by serving others, until that's fine, their hungers will be satisfied. One has to eat oneself to satisfy one's own hunger. Nobody can eat for us, and we cannot eat for somebody else. This is what Maharaj is saying in Kannada Pratham 6. Viveki is one who places 100% attention on one's deficiencies, not 99%, not 98%, not 70%, not 99.99999%, 100%. Where is the deficiency in this mind? This is 50% of the equation. The other 50% is to find from everything, from everyone, from every situation, some bodha. Find a good quality and pull that and bring it inside. Like the honeybee that takes that nutrient and builds the honey and leaves the rest of the flower where it is. This is Viveka. The moment we can do this, the moment any sadhak is attuned to this 100% Viveka, liberation is not far away. God is going to, the whole separation has happened. The atmic realization. What is the anubhav? It is very difficult to describe. But we can say one becomes freed from the clutches of Maya. Jo Mahashakti hai, jo Devi hai, this is what she's looking for. She said, you ready to do this? Come on, aa jao. Nahi karna, raho, stay within the three gunas of Maya. Aapki ichha. She's ready to release. But she's not going to release anybody until and unless that person wants 100% to be released from the clutches of the three gunas of Maya. Not until then. If Sachin wants something from this sansar, Bhagwan kehte, aapko sansar hi chahiye. You continue. Why she should interfere with anybody? Well, Bhagwan doesn't interfere with our desires. He's a karma phal pradata. Shiksha patri mein likha hai, Bhagwan kaise hai कि वो आत्मा में रहते हैं. हमारा जो आत्मा है, चैतन्यम आत्मा, इसका तत्व है परब्रह्म. आत्मा में परमात्मा रहते हैं. Or wo sakshi hai, that tattva is only one, and that is giving the fruit of the actions which we are doing. And if we are in tune with Brahma Vidya, with all these ideas that we're talking, once we tune into that, we are no longer functioning, meaning the fruits of the action are such that the action is not producing any more fruits. It is called Brahma Sarupini Kriya. And in that state, amazing. Deha chata jeni dasha varte dehatit ek gnani na charan ma vandan aganit. Gandhi ji ke bhi ek guru the, Shrimad Raj Chandra, उनका नाम वो है. उन्होंने लिखा है आत्म सिद्धि. In Gujarati, it's a scripture called Atma Siddhi. And this verse is from there. That एक ज्ञानी ना चरण मा वंदन अगणित देह छता जेनी दशा वर्ते देहाती. Body is there, but दशा, ब्रह्म दशा कैसी है? वो देह भाव से ऊपर निकल गए हैं. It's called Atma Siddhi. And there's a big satsang there in Gujarat today. बहुत बड़ा satsang है वो. I won't go into that right now. Sorry, I took a little extra time here, but this is the thing to understand here. That once we are in alignment, in tuned to that Brahmic frequency, there's nothing like that. There is absolutely, unequivocally nothing like that. Maha Anand hai, Brahmanand hai. It is extraordinary Ananda, or that Anubhav does come in life. It's not a coming and going. It is a continuous Akhanda. It is called Akhanda Ananda. ऐसी स्थिति है। ठीक है, सो लेट्स स्टॉप हियर फॉर नाउ। ओम ध्यानमूलम गुरुर्मूर्ति मंत्रमूलम गुरुर्वाक्यम पूजामूलम गुरुर्पदम मोक्षमूलम गुरुर्कृपा। ओम दिव्यलिंगाय नमः ऊर्ध्वलिंगाय नमः आनंदलिंगाय नमः। ओम ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विचे। ओम सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्य त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ओम ह्रीं स्वाहा। ओम राधा कृष्णाय नमो नमः। ओम ह्रीं स्वाहा।